I am the host, Richard Ravenbrook, a man, a life coach, and a spiritual mentor who has endeavored to find real spiritual truth and self-enlightenment. With experiences in various ministry types, pagan traditions, and even magical paths. With a love for Mother Earth and the balance of life, I work to channel spirit and to help educate and mentor those striving to deconstruct from mainstream religion and to empower them to find the divinity within themselves and to the truth around them. The messages are focused on everyday life, creating an environment of real coexistence, a world of mutual respect, love, and dignity. The pagan preacher is all things, the preacher and the pagan, speaking from the wisdom of spirit. Welcome, friends. Welcome to the Ravensbrook Sanctuary. I am the pagan preacher. Today's broadcast, is a serious one. Today we begin diving into ourselves. We've taken the time to learn, to understand where power and truth comes from. But it's time that we dive in to where magic and miracles come from. How to achieve these things and how we rise above the normal of what society claims as right. We take our stand. We take our place in a royal priesthood. That we are the heirs of this world. That those people, understanding the divinity within themselves and understanding the power that resides within themselves, they are the ones that will build the foundation of what is to come. Today we begin to learn who we are. We begin to learn the concept of know thyself. I don't know how long this is going to be. It may be short, it may be long. There are no notes prepared. There's never notes prepared because everything that I do is spirit-led. I sit down, I meditate for a few minutes, and then I simply go. People would say, yeah, it shows sometimes. But you have to understand that in that message, there is the message for you. Somewhere in that, Spirit is trying to get through what you need or what someone needs out there that is hearing this. Us as human beings, our physical flesh, we are flawed. And sometimes we get the message out clearly and sometimes we don't get it out so clearly. But the point of the matter is that we are striving to get that message out. To educate, to teach, to try to enlighten people on the fact that they are so much more than what our religions tell us. And note, I said religions because a majority of our religions only hinder. They only restrict. They limit. And truth has no limits. Truth has no restrictions. Truth isn't open to individual interpretation or perception, but truth simply is as it was and what it will always be. Sometimes we understand it, sometimes it's hard for us to understand. Sometimes we want to say that this religion is right and this religion is wrong, or this religion interprets it slightly different. They name it slightly different, or they have different names or phrases for the exact same thing. But let's stop. Let's begin understanding who we are and how to achieve magic and miracles. It begins within us. Within us, within you, is spirit. Spirit, the essence of life, the energy that flows within you, the energy that flows within every living creature in this world. There is the essence of the power of all power. No matter what tradition you are in, no matter what craft you are in, whatever you want to label it as, no power is in the tools that we use for certain rituals or certain ceremonies. The power is within you. The tools that we use help focus. They help amplify. They help. But they do not do. What we have to understand before we begin truly understanding magic and miracles, we have to understand that it comes from us. And as it's coming from us, doubt within ourselves, doubt about ourselves, it quenches all magic and all miracle. Everything that could happen will not happen when doubt lies within us. And that's part of the problem within our world, is we are raised in such doubt. We are taught that things are right, and then we learn that they're wrong by some of the people that we love the most. You know, we're taught that Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and all these others, we're taught that they are real. And not only are we taught that they're real, that we're pushed and we're excited about these things. Our parents do it, and they do it for great reasons because they love us. I understand that. But do we not understand that it destroys faith? We doubt so many things in this world because of the things that we have been through in our lives. And when we trust people, no matter how simple it may sound, when you believed in something and then you found out that it was absolutely untrue, and it was the people that loved you the most that told you it was true, it does have an effect. Whether you realize it or not, whether people realize it or not, it does. And it's just not that little small framework, but it goes much deeper. You know, the idea of believing in ourself. Some religions would tell you that you shouldn't believe in yourself, that you have to believe in something else outside of you. When the truth of the matter is, until you understand and believe everything that's within you, you are so limited and you are hindered and you are blocked of all the things that you could have in your life. Every religious master, every teacher, every prophet, every whatever it is that you want to call them, has said just this, that we have to know thyself, look within ourselves, and believe in the things that we do and what we say. The spoken word has immense power, but the mere thought has just as much power. The intention. You know, do we realize that when we speak, you know, we talk about it, what's called spelling. Are you hearing the word spell, and you're hearing the word, all these things come together, that the spoken word, when you speak anything, it's going out into the universe. It's going out. You are manifesting whatever it is that you speak. if you are constantly speaking negative things about your life, then you can expect negative things in your life. That's why we talk about affirmations and to understand that no matter where you are in your life, always try to speak positive affirmations about your life and the things that are happening. Even though you don't see the light, claim the light. Even though you don't see the money, claim the money. Though you may not have the job, claim the job. Whatever it may be. Because that's how we do it. But the important part is belief. Faith. Not faith in something external. Faith in what's in you. Faith that the divinity within yourself. You're going to say, well, I can't do anything of myself. We're not talking about you as a fleshly person. Talking about the energy that it is within you, spirit. We're talking about that essence that is in everything that lives and breathes on this earth. Everything that we are a part of. When someone says we are a part of everything, that is because the essence that is within you, in you, that gives you life, is in everything else as well. That energy, if known how to use it, how to understand it, to understand that you are more than the person that you see in the mirror, that you are spirit, that you do not die. Yes, the flesh, this temple that we walk in, it decays and it returns to Mother Earth. But you will move on. You will carry on. Whether you come back here again or whether you move on somewhere else, that is unknown, at least for now. But the power is within you. Belief. And I know I've spoken into this before, but that's the very first important thing that we have to learn when we begin to try to dive into something more than the normal religions that we see. I see people in the churches and all kinds of temples talking about, well, why don't we have the power that we need to do these things? We read about them in all our scriptures. We read about them in all kinds of our literature, whatever it may be. It's because you doubt. Because you don't understand you and who you are. You take out everything. If people tell you to lower yourself and to constantly not believe in yourself, all they're doing is limiting you and restricting you. So many different, and I don't always like to use Christian scripture, but I do because it's an essence of what the Ravensbrück sanctuary is. The Ravensbrück is an omninus, which means we use all kinds of religions. But even in Christianity, it talks about, know you not that ye are gods. Do we understand that no matter who you consider God or gods, that we are the children of the gods? That means what? That you are too. Within you lies that same divinity, that same essence. But you've been lied to your whole life. Many people have been lied to. We've been lied to with our religions and our churches and our temples and our teachers and our prophets and whoever they may be, false prophets, and regardless, we've been lied to. You've been lied to. You want to know why you live the life you're living right now? The life that feels like you just can't seem to go any farther. You've done all you can, but you just can't seem to reach it, or you've done all you can within whatever religion it is, but you still feel empty. You still feel like something's just not right. That's because it isn't right. It's because you were meant for something more. We were all meant for something more. But there's evil forces that would hinder us and bring us down to the point where all we are is fleshly tools walking around, aiding in a capitalist society, making a few evil people rich, while the rest of us die not knowing anything about truth and about who we were, why we were here. Some people are afraid to speak that truth. Many people have tried to speak that truth and are no longer here. Some people don't want to speak the truth because they know it can stir things up, and then it can cause us to lose friends. It can cause us to lose family because it goes against the normal grain. But even Jesus went against the normal grain. It wasn't the people that went against him. It was the religious leaders of the time that went against him. And it's happening even today because religious leaders, for some reason, want to restrict. They want to control. And perhaps it's because humanity isn't ready for that kind of power. I don't know. But what I have to know is that every individual has the right to know the truth, has the right to know who they are. If they choose to disregard who they are, if they choose to walk away from who they are, then that's their choice. But the fact of the matter is, they deserve the right to know. You are more than the person in the mirror. You are power. You are something that can change everything. Your thoughts, your spoken words, your actions can and will have an effect on this world. Maybe it's a small effect, maybe it's a big effect. That depends on you. Most of us just want to live our own life and to have a life that is abundant. But most of us are seeking remedies outside of ourselves rather than inside ourselves. We look for mentors and teachers and preachers or whoever it may be, and teachers that will somehow give us this miracle cure to make things better, or that they'll make things better. And it never happens because we were supposed to make those things better. We were supposed to change those things. We were supposed to actively do it. When people say, well, just pray about it, or I'll pray for you, or I'll do this, it's like, no. You can do this. Some things require more than one, maybe. So we all pray together. But what are we doing when we pray together? We're manifesting together. Whether you call it prayer, whether you call it, casting in a circle, whatever. There's so many different terms that you can do it, but it's all the same thing. When all of us are focused on one thing, if we have someone in our group, in our fellowship, that needs something, that is longing for something, that we focus on that. All of us together. We manifest that with power. But we're not dependent on things that are outside. Is that saying anything about God or the gods? No, it's not. We honor them. But we also understand that who we are within. That some fights within this world, some things within this world are our responsibility. Many of those things we failed to do. I think I've spoken this many times, and I think you already know the things that we failed. But many of the things that we fail because we don't understand how important they are. We don't understand why we should even be doing that because we're taught something entirely different. We're taught that we just need to follow a certain set of rules, be good people, and that's pretty much it, and try to do good things. But we don't want to talk about power and manifestation and magic and miracles and because those things are just a little bit outside of that normal area again. But you know there's something missing in your life. You know within yourself that something is wrong, something is missing. And it's because you haven't blossomed into that flower that you were meant to be. You haven't become who you were meant to be. You're still that seed within the ground that hasn't fully developed in who they are because they've been lied to. They haven't been given the things that they need to thrive. They haven't been watered and nurtured and fed. But they've just been kept cold. And when do we stop? When do we start really teaching the truth? When do we start using that truth for who we are? We want to know how we start with magic and miracle. Within ourself, understanding that our spoken words are power. Understanding that every spoken word will manifest. We understand that intent, emotion, visualization, because you know the things that you see within your mind's eye, when you visualize something, when we're visualizing something, we are making it happen. So when you speak something, and when you want to manifest something, and you're speaking it, I want you to visualize this actually happening. If you're needing finances to pay a bill, then I want you to take the time, no matter how much time it takes. But I want you to speak that need into the universe, but I want you to visualize that need coming true. I want you to send out the message with your spoken word, but I want you to receive that happening visually. Magic and miracle, believe, starts within you. Faith that what is within you is real. That you're not limited to your flesh. It doesn't matter how strong or weak you are, whether you're handicapped or not handicapped, because it doesn't matter. If you cannot speak, you don't need to speak. Your intentions, your emotions, maybe you write it down. Or whatever it is that you are doing, you find a way to direct it out to the universe, and then you visualize it happening. That's where it begins. Understanding that the tools that we use only assist us, they help us, they amplify different things. Whether it be different crystals and stones and herbs, candles. Yes, these things help. They help manifest, they help amplify. But the essence of the heart of the matter, the arrow that's within that bow, is you. You have to direct it, focus it, and believe it. And it will come true. That if you tell that mountain to move, it shall be moved. If you need finances to take care of a bill, you will receive those finances. If you are in a marriage that needs help, then you'll receive that help. Believe within yourself. Understand that not all things come right away. Some things take time. I know many very in-depth, experienced magical practitioners that it took a long time to learn that not always do those things happen right away. That sometimes it takes years. And sometimes it happens quickly, but we don't recognize how it came. But we just believe, we continue, and we keep pushing forward. And you will, in time, understand all the things that are happening within your life. You'll see that the things that you are sending out are coming back to you in a positive manner because you're speaking positive things, not negative things. And you are believing you're not believing in you. And I hope I'm getting this out correctly, where it's easy to understand that you're not believing in you as the person, but you're believing in that which is within you. And that spoken word done by you will manifest. That will happen. We focus. Sometimes you can even visualize it as a certain color. That when you're speaking it, you're pushing that out into the universe. That frequency, that color, that, visualize it, show it. That's actually taking place. The person in the mirror isn't necessarily doing it. But in order to understand magic and miracle, we have to get past this carbon-based flesh, this temple that we walk in. Because we have to understand that it goes way past that. Yes, we can begin to understand the elements. We can begin to understand how we are developed and how we are created, how the earth is created, that all things are the elements. Earth, air, fire, water, spirit. We are all of these things. Earth is all of these things. Every living creature is all of these things. In time, you will see. But I want you to start. I want you to start with understanding yourself. Speaking to yourself. When you lie in bed at night, close your eyes and think, do I believe that this is true, that this can happen? And if I don't believe, why? What do I do to help me believe? What do I do to understand? Or maybe Spirit is trying to tell me that even if I don't believe, I should do it anyway. And if I keep doing it anyway, I will begin to believe because I'll be seeing the results. Because Spirit is there helping. There's always someone there helping, whether you realize it or not. We are never alone. There are spirits everywhere, helping us, guiding us. But within you lies that same thing. We have the ability to control, to manifest, to change, to help, to nurture, and guide, empower. But it's up to us to take that power back, to regain our position as the royal priesthood, those dressed in gowns of purple and gold. Visualize. You are everything that you need to be. You just have to begin to believe, begin to use, begin to seek, visualize. Remember that word, because you're going to use it through all the way through your journey of magic and miracle. You're going to use that word over and over and over. Visualize it happening. See it happening. Know it's happening. Go home tonight. Whether it be when you go to bed, you close your eyes. Whether it be that you go in your own little safe space or go into your sacred space. close your eyes, turn on some good meditation music. Good meditation music is something without words. It's just music, sound, because the only words that you want to hear is the words from Spirit. You contemplate on everything that is within you. What do I mean by that? It's focus on what hinders you, what stops you. Don't let it get you riled up, because that's not what this is meant to be, but you want to focus on the cure. Focus on the way out, because there is a way. It's just a matter of taking the time and breathing through it, understanding that things will be okay. This storm, whatever it may be, will pass, and a new day will come. But it's up to us how we handle things. Remember, believe in that which is within you. Know thyself. Know the divinity within you, and you will know the power of magic and miracles. Be blessed, everybody, and blessed be. Thank you, everyone. This is Richard Ravenbrook. From my heart to yours, I hope you are blessed. Please be a blessing. Share these podcasts. Share my short videos. Tell the world the work that's being done. Help me open the minds of those so closed. Help me bring into the fold those seeking truth and enlightenment. Be blessed.